Hey YouTube, it's Leah Lauder and I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on Instagram. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Leah Lauder and I survived a mega church cult for about 18 years. And now I come online. I just expose them up. Because they're just human fecal matter. And they've got all their trolls coming on here. Why are you coming on here, man? Bag of NERDSs. That's the one thing that disgusts me about this whole situation. Hey, Queen Key Girl. It's like, just like this energy. They're just nerds. Hey, Nance. Do you know what I mean? And they just come in and they just infiltrate the space. Because as I said, our paths would never cross. God just put me in there as a seed so that I would get all the information and then come out, because he's using me as the star I am to just expose you lot. That's what it is. Put a record on. So unfortunately for you, but fortunately for us, this is absolutely excellent. Yeah, I'm all right, man. I've been going through it. I'm not well at the moment, but I've just been trying to push out the content. All right, guys. So if you haven't watched the last one I've done, I've got it on YouTube. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on, guys. I just want to get the right bit. All right. So what I want to start off with, let's see how I'm feeling, is we talk a lot about indoctrination, brainwashing, etc. But I haven't really gone through the actual techniques, like how they actually do it, like how long it takes to be indoctrinated. 1 second, Insta. I want to just, I'm always doing this up. I want to just move this so that I can engage with TikTok a little bit as well. Let's get it right. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's look at how long it takes for them to brainwash us. Guys, can you also like up the live on TikTok? Because 46 ain't enough, chair. You lot, I'm going to go, chair. Can you lot, are the mods on deck? I'm not talking about religious psychosis. But I will just quickly, I'll just touch on that because I don't think a troll would say that. All right. A good, if you want to see a good example of, hey, Kaylee, if you want to see a good example of what religious psychosis looks in real life, you can follow a church cult called RPF Europe. Thanks, Nance. RPF Europe. They do up these wacky backy services like every day. They're there every day. They're on there Wednesday, Friday. And out of all of the church cults, all the young people are just going MAD inside there, whilst they're in there, when they leave. So you see, that's religious psychosis. Yeah, it's RPF. All right, my love. I've done a lot of content on religious psychosis as well, so go and check it out. I've got a folder on my highlights on Instagram, Leah Lauder 777, because my mind is just fried tonight. I can only talk about what I've got here, if I'm honest. But it will involve distorted reality, delusions. Them being in there is religious psychosis. Don't you get it? Because we can all see their teeths. We can all see these are uneducated uncles who are ignorant. Do you understand what I'm saying? But everybody in there is in trauma. Do you understand? So the fact that they believe that man is a prophet, the fact that they believe that man has the power to speak life or unalive, because I'm not going to get into the theory. I'm just going to give it to you straight. Like, that's what it is. Because when you come out on outside and you're looking from the outside in, you can just see that it's absolutely nuts. It's nuts. Thanks, love. It's nuts. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's just this human fecal matter, man. I'm so glad I'm out of there. Oh God, they were aging me, man. Imagine I'm almost 40. Are you all right? Y'all, the young gal them should just lock in just because of how I look. Them ones. Guys, don't believe the talking. You got to see it on them. Do you know what I mean? Because if you love yourself and you're happy within, that's going to show outwardly. They've been getting away with it for years. It's me. All right. So I'm going to talk about brainwashing, indoctrination, how long it takes. If anyone asks me about religious psychosis, it's an automatic book. So try me if you want, because I'll just do it myself. I'll just bring TikTok a little bit closer so it's easily accessible at the click of a fingertip. Have I got mods on? Carlo, hello. All right, let's get into it, guys, because this is a really important live. This is why they want me to be distracted. All right, so how long does indoctrination / brainwashing take? So there's no single fixed time. And you know why this is, guys? Because it's like healing. It's linear. Like someone could be in there for like 10 years, but someone could be in there for a year and be more affected. Oh, thanks, Scarlett. Yeah, Nance, be on it, please. Any questions that's not to do with what we're talking about, just block it up because we ain't got time for that tonight. All right. So the research and expert literature agree it depends on intensity, isolation, age, vulnerability. Remember, because they like mess up your amygdala, your brain, your hippocampus. And oh, I can't get up to sort it out, babe. Sorry about that. Yeah, the hippocampus, the amygdala, the brain hasn't fully, formed, and they're already messing up the brain with the rewiring of the brain, the indoctrination, the constant. Babe, if you're a Christian or you're someone who finds worldly music, whatever, then this isn't the life for you, my love. All right, I'll just let you know that, because we don't do that up here. I put on what helps me to deliver what I need to. Okay, so you're gone, great, because it's not for you. Oh, they do it like me. Woke up and I'm still in the league. I know y'all hoes is mad. Oh, hey, my love. Oh, hey, bring our walk one. All right. So then we've got age, vulnerability, repetition, social reward, and threat. Oh, what is it then? Tell me. Let me see. And prior trauma, but crucially, major changes in. Oh, all right. Okay. All right. She said she can't focus. Are you a survivor? Let me know if you're a survivor. She said she can't focus. Do you get? And I don't want survivors to not be able to focus. Let me put on a frequency. The frequency will help us to focus. Why is the music distracting? Let me know. All right. So again, guys, because it's not linear, remember that it's not linear. Everybody's going to react to this indoctrination very differently. Okay. All right. Okay. Brilliant. All right, my love. I'll cater for you. So we have to take all of this into account. Like, remember I said like the prior trauma also has something to do with it as well. Thanks, Nance. Because if you've come in and you've just had like 3 family members that were unalived and things like that, like you're going to be more susceptible to going into religious psychosis. Because if you come in there in psychosis, you're going to naturally move into religious psychosis because you're just going to replace whatever it is that you're hyper focused on, whatever, because it's out of that. It's either being in a hyper religious state or just like deleting yourself. So usually people that are in there, that will be their story. But crucially, major changes in thinking, emotion, and brain circuitry can begin within days. This can begin within days. Remember, I said anywhere from 2 days to 2 weeks. Guys, please like up the live. Like up the live. TikTok is not enough. If this doesn't start going up, I'm just gonna go on TikTok. You lot can watch it later. The survivors that need it, because that protects the space, guys. And this is the second largest account. So if you're a survivor and you're on the FYP, what I'm going to ask is for you to come in. Yeah, I'm going to ask you to come in, please. All right, because they're just on it. They ain't got nothing to do, man. What day is it today? See, Wednesday. Oh, the RPFers won't be online. But RPF, get ready. RPF, get ready, chair. Like God save the best till last, chair. God save the best till last. I've just been here patiently waiting. Just patiently waiting, chair. And that time has arrived. All right. So again, the brain circuitry can begin within days and become deeply consolidated within weeks to months under intense controlled conditions. And that's why things like the New Believer School, which is mandatory, it's a 5-week program that they've got in the cult, it can be enough to create long lasting rewiring. Yeah, because it's intense as well. And time is relative. Do you get what I'm saying? And we don't even stick to time in there. You're just in there 24 hours a day. So it's a bit like the Big Brother house. So why that range? So now we're going to look into this. So rapid neuroplasticity, measurable structural brain changes have been observed after a few days of focused intervention or experience. Repetition and emotional intensity accelerate this. So we can see that the changes in the neuroplasticity, we can see those changes. We can see the rewiring and that they're remolding your brain. They're molding. How do you think they mold you into what they want you to be? It's not just about the dressing. They've got to it's your mind. Nothing is physical. We're just vessels. The real us is it's the mind. That's why it says when Christ was asked, what's the greatest commandment? And he said to love the Lord your God with all your mind, all your heart, and all your soul. Heart, mind, and soul. It's the three elements of us made in the image of God. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, let those who has an hair. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because they're just so bereft. The lack of, because hey, Ange, hey, because they've chosen the money, they've chosen the external, they've chosen the bums on seats, they've chosen the buildings, they've chosen like, no one's interested in that, man. Real wealth is like, it's your energy, it's your kindness, it's your legacy. Is not about money. Legacy is about the way you treat others and the way your children are raised to be. That's why Christ said we'll do greater works. It's not about all these buildings. They just haven't got it, unfortunately. Do you know what I mean? And in 2025, going into it's going to get worse. It's just going to get worse and worse. I just hope they're ready and prepared. All right. So stress and cognitive narrowing, chronic controllable stressors. And so what happens is, because of the stress, and we're in cognitive dissonance, there's all of this narcissistic ABUSE, the gaslighting, etc. Then those chronic controllable stressors start to go off. And this is because of the sleep deprivation, the fear-based programming, the public shaming, the walking on eggshells, the not knowing what's going to happen, all of that. Impair prefrontal functions and make people less able to reflect or resist. And that's why they're filling us with time, like things, just filling our time with everything. Girl, are you still on here? That said that the music is distracting. Are you still on here, chair? Let me know if you're still on here, because if you're not, I'll put back on my cardi chair. These changes can accrue over weeks and can persist. And that's why they want you to be at every meeting, every meeting, every gathering. They want you to be there all the time, chair, because this is all rewiring the brain. Social bonding plus reward. So the social bonding is what creates the oxytocin and the dopamine, and that's from the group rituals, the feeling of togetherness. And so do you remember, this comes into like the pre-trauma? Because if you've got someone who's care experience, been in foster care their whole life, and then they come into this environment, that's where they're going to get the oxytocin, the sense of belonging, this, that, and the third. Is it making sense? Approval, fast track. So the approval of a father. That's what I always wanted. And one of the reasons why it was so hard for me to leave is because I didn't want to let my spiritual father. No, I couldn't give two tosses. Do you know what I'm saying? So this creates attachment to the group. And what you'll realize is they move really fast. Like a narcissist moves really fast. They want to move into your house. They want to meet your kids. They want to do this. And with the group, it's like they want you to join. They want you to join a ministry. Then they want you to meet the pastor. Then they want you to do this. Then they want you to do that. And it's like, just slow down, bitch. Do you know what I mean? Like, you want to go out afterwards. Imagine if you just met a brother and he was doing up all of that. Wouldn't you be like, oh, this is a bit much? So I said, it's all dynamics of relationships, guys, not just men. And these spaces, they want you to be locked in, like marry someone in there, be telling up the pastor all your business. Come on, man, you got to use your common sense, share. You regret going, yeah. We all do, girl. That really does resonate, babe. And I'm so sorry, because they mess us up. Guys, I'm so unwell. Has anyone got this thing going around? I've just been unwell for months, innit? Oh, all right. Making leaving emotionally costly. Also, people can't like survive outside of the group. Do you know what I mean? Because they're just so attached. They can't survive like physically, mentally. Oh, you're ill as well. Okay, so there is something going around. Guys, I would just prepare just in case, because I think there's so much stuff. I don't know. A part of me is like, this is feeling like the pandemic. I don't know. I'm not wishing nothing though. But what if you're what's her to them? What's that, babe? I don't get. Can you write that out again? Sorry, I don't get what you're saying. Social reward circuits react quickly. Okay, so it's like this, you know, remember I said to you, they tell you to think about like how much of your time, like you've invested, like your money, your time, like they use that a lot as like emotional blackmail, and it keeps you trapped in there. So what this means practically, an intensive high control program that limits outside information uses love bombing, confession, ritual graded commitment, and survival narratives. Exactly. Wait, am I doing the right one? Okay, all right, sorry, I am. Exactly the technique a new believer school uses can create entrenched belief and behavior in days, weeks, and strongly consolidate the identity over weeks to months. But what if you're what? Oh no, I don't understand the question, my love. From that, my head's itching up. I wanted to party and have fun. One pastor said he wanted my parents' details to know what I was doing. Yeah, they've done that a lot. There was a girl that lost her virginity and they went and told the parents. Can you imagine? Like they're so EVIL. They don't really care about people. They're just messy. They don't have any lives in their chair. That's why they involve themselves in like the church members' lives, because these marriages are unalived. It's like they got to involve themselves in other people's business to keep themselves going. That's just facts. All right. All right. So do you see how with like the new believer school, when they've got those kind of setups where they've got something going for 5 weeks, whatever weeks, they put all of these systems in place. It's like this fast track indoctrination for you to get how they think. Yeah. There's a lot of millennials that are leaving, but it's not just about the leaving, it's the mindset, babe. Hey, curvy vibes, it's the mindset. It's the mindset, girl. But a lot more people are waking up, I'm not gonna lie. And guys, I had such good news today, but I can't share it because I don't want them to know my movements. But once I can, you'll be the first ones to hear about it. And I'm really happy. So, and it might not be a big deal to other people, but it is to me. Oh, thanks, babe. Oh, thank you. You're so lovely. Thanks for the flowers, guys. Guys, it's been tough, I'm not going to lie. I don't want to go too off the topic because I'm on one of my main accounts, but there's a survivor that's come out that started exposing up First Love, and he got recruited at 14. They were doing up conversion therapy on him at 15 years old. Have you not seen the content? I'm just trying to process it. So this is why I want to try and talk about indoctrination, what that looks like, just go through it a little bit more of the cult psycho ed, because there's a lot, I'm putting a lot of content out there that's very heavy. So I want to also have like quite like structured lives, where if people need a space to kind of really make sense of and understand the ABUSE in these settings, that there's content up there. But guys, is this helping? Let me know. So how do they do it? How do they brainwash people? How do they indoctrinate people? Let's look at the mechanism and the science and cult theory tied together. So what I'm going to be doing up here is pairing each method to the mechanism that makes it work. So remember I said to you, it's like a machine, and there's all different functions of the machine. Do you get what I'm saying? And everybody has their different roles. And so I'm going to show you how they do that up, but in terms of cult psycho ed. So we've got Milal control. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right. It's either Milal or Milal because it's French. And that's Lifton theory, and that's the control of the environment and information creates an alternative reality, and it cuts off reality checks. So that's it. You know, Yanya Lalich describes that as the self-sealing system. It's a concept that's taken from Lifton, you know, looking at that Milal control and looking at thought reform. Okay, is this making sense? Let me know in the comments, guys, because I don't just want to be throwing around terms and no one gets it. And then when we look at the bite components, now we should all know by now that the bite model is how cult leaders assert authoritarian control over members through behavior, information, thought, and emotional control. Salade in the car. So when we look at the behavior, that's the ritual and the schedules. So that's them kind of getting us to pick up habits. And my cult leader used to say that after 28 days, there's an established habit. And so he has they understand psychology. They understand, do you know what I mean? They bring a lot of it into it, and then they control the information that we have access to. So it's almost like that we don't get it. Thanks for the follow, my love. So information, that's censorship. And that's where they want to know everything that you're doing. They want to know all your life. They want to control it all. Thought, so that's the loaded language. Yeah, and that's how they that's how they control your thoughts. And also in my cult, I think as well, I'm going to put mystical manipulation in there as well. You know, a lot of those false prophecies, and you know, they get into us. That's how I really do think they get into our psyche as well. And then we've got emotion. That's the shame, the love bombing. I'm going to put gaslighting in here as well, because I think that's a part of like the emotional manipulation. Queen Licia, I think that's part of the manipulation as well. The gaslighting. And that produces integrated control. So, and then also, you know what else is, you know what else I put in this is this fake family thing that they try and do up. That's why it makes it hard to clock it's a cult, because you're thinking you're thinking it's like a family and not a cult. Then we've got social identity and conformity. So humans rapidly adopt group norms to avoid ostracism. So this is about social conformity, sense of belonging, and people will socially conform. Just quickly, do you remember? I couldn't remember the experiment, but it's called the Ash. I think it's called the Ash test experiment, and there was like 4 actors, one that wasn't an actor, and they were showing lines, like different images, and there was 4 lines and one that was visibly shorter, like less than half. And then he was saying, the lines all the same, and all the actors were putting up their hands to say yeah, and then he wasn't putting up his hand. So eventually, as the test went through, he started to conform with the rest of the group to, like, you know, fit in, whatever. And that's how it is in these cults. Like, even if you've never come into this setting in your life, when everyone stands, you'll stand. When everyone sits, you'll sit. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there's hundreds of other people doing this. You're going to stick out like a sore thumb. That's the psychology behind it. So that's the social identity and conformity. They wrap it all in loyalty. They'll wrap it in discipleship. They'll wrap it in stewardship. They'll wrap it in discipline. They'll wrap it in. It's just all human fecal matter. So it's social identity and conformity. That's what they're doing up. Yeah. So the identity flips from self to in group under social pressure. So do you see? They don't even talk about self. They don't, because they're nothing. They're invisible. They're stripped of self. Their identity is part of the cult. It's been a spiritual daughter of a household, the bacenta leader, or this or whatever elitist group. So that's why when you come for the cult, you're coming directly for them, because they make the cult synonymous with God, the cult leader. They're all this group, this family fighting this battle, fighting against the invisible enemy. Absolute human fecal matter. Yeah. It's just all human fecal matter. Like, when you really sit back and look at it, like, I can laugh now. I just think, rascal, 18 years, like, all I'm saying is, God, please, I just keep saying, Lord, please bless me for the years, you know, that the locust and the cankerworm, what is it? Is it 8 or whatever? Because they did me so dirty. I could have made so much with my life. I could have done so much. And I know what you lot are going to say, oh, I can make thing of it now. But guys, you got to understand, yeah, like, I'm in this situation like right now. I'm not, do you know what I mean, seeing the future and whatnot. All right. That's the one thing I'm upset about, is the money, man. You know, like how much they took from me, like money wise. Hey, Els, I'm so upset about that. Like, I just have to start from the ground up. Like, I'm gonna be 40. I try not to think about it, and I've, you know, deconstructed and deeper, and that's why that I really look at like the universe and, you know, loving, you know, the natural sources, which is the real wealth of the world. But sometimes it gets hard, man. You don't understand, because they stripped me of everything, even my ability to like go out there and like earn a living for myself, like have my body like in a fit place, and my mindset to be able, you know, and that's why I said I'll fight this to the end, like in my bed. Do you know what I'm saying? With the power of the internet, I don't care. All right, she's gone. Let me put back on my cardi. She's not here anymore because the music was distracting her. But I don't think she's on now, because I just saw one person. Actually, let me put on some Curtis Mayfield, because then if she comes back, it's still calming. Guys, I don't think you understand how much has been going on. But I'm happy though. Survivors, please keep reaching out. I love it when I'm like this. I love it when I have to work under, because you lot are my life. Remember, I'm the British Lauren London. I'm not getting with no man. Like, I'm just with my guy. I haven't spoken about Jason for a while, but there's not a day that goes by that I don't think about that guy, man. There's not a day that goes by, but he wants me to like get on with this stuff and not be consumed. Oh, I thought you might be neurodivergent. Oh, I'm so glad that you should do. How's this one for you, babe? How's that? That's beautiful, isn't it? But if it's distracted, let me know. I'll put back on the frequency because it does help. I can put on an ADHD sound. Thanks for sharing that. I'm ADHD, but do you know what? Cardi B helps me. Yeah. You lot, I've got my bracelet stuck. I'm so upset. Do you know what? I need to bring this one closer so that it's not... Is it going to let me? Bombaros clock. When I come off the live, I'll have to fix this. But it's like they want to be together. So I'm so hot. I knew I was going to get hot. Yeah. Oh, all right. Brilliant. Survivors, how are you feeling? I know it's a lot, guys. I know it's a lot at the moment. It's a lot going on in our lives. You know, it's a lot with, you know, the content that's coming out. I know it's a lot, man. Like seeing our fellow, like just fellow human beings going through that and getting treated like that. It's absolutely heartbreaking. My heart breaks for that survivor chair. EVIL people, man. All right, guys, let me just put my hair up so that we can really get into it. But guys, brighter days are coming, man. Let's hold on. And it's not nice, you know, when we're seeing like that accounts and the survivors are coming forward and stuff. But unfortunately, it's got to happen, guys. I can't even see who's on. Oh, I'm so hot, you know. My legs are so hot. All right. So let's look into the stress physiology. So this is just like the understanding how it all happens, like the function of it. Would you not agree? That's what I feel like. Repeated threat, uncertainty raises cortisol and dysregulates the PFC. So less critical thinking, more habitual responding. As you know, hey, my king. Hey, my love. As you know, I have Addison's, hyperadrenalism. Yeah. Let me know. Let me know when so we can put it all out because I'll do us a nice poster. Message me and let me know. Because tonight, but I know you're not saying tonight because it's been a long, but you know what? I just want to say I love you. This is the king the king that's been speaking out, guys. And I just want to say as we're all on the live, I'm sure we would all collectively agree that, you know, silence is compliance. And in you speaking out, I want you to know that's gonna I don't even want to get emotional, sorry. Sorry, because I really do want to like hold the space and everything, but thank you. That's all I want to say is thank you, because you know, I'm so disgusted by what I've seen, and you know, after I give myself a couple of days to process this after the weekend, I'd love to, you know, do a live. But if you're really caring before then we can just get on. Do you know what I mean? So you have to tell me how you're feeling. Shan Henry, what do you want to contribute to the live? Got my birthday coming. Yeah. Oh, when is it, babe? But maybe just message me outside of this, my love, because I'm talking about quite a serious topic. But just message me outside of here, my love. All right. So as you know, I've got Addison's and adrenalism, yeah, and that's all to do with the cortisol. Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, my adrenals were producing too much cortisol. So because of that, one of my adrenals actually unalived. That's what happened. One of my adrenals actually unalived, guys. And they had to remove one of my adrenals. So I've only got one. And people actually have unalived from Addison's. And I haven't even spoken about it when I nearly unalived. I had the Addison's crisis and my kidney function, and I need to get all of my paperwork because that's what I want to do, start going into the medical stuff. And that's just going to be crazy because I'm going to have to process all of that. So you can see it just takes a toll on your whole body and your, because you don't realize, like, there's certain organs that you didn't even know existed, but they're so small and you think they're so irrelevant. It's like when you stub your toe on the door, or, you know, like a part of your body that you don't think is important. Like, I got a cut hair on my finger and I couldn't use it, and I was like, oh my god, it's like, is my finger always going to be like this? So it's like, you notice it, you know, like a part of the body that don't really matter. And it's like that, like a lot of these small organs, they're so important. And the reason why it's like autoimmune, it's all like connected to, like, you know, like the brain, the adrenals, the kidneys, it's like all connected, the heart. So a lot of the time, you know, survivors come out with autoimmune diseases. Hey sis. And then we've got the neuroplastic reinforcement. So the neuroplastic reinforcement, that's the neuroplasticity of the brain. So they're changing the functioning of the brain. That's the rewiring of the brain. And this happens through repetition and emotional salience. So there's strengthened synapses. So this is through the new habits and the interpretations which solidify. So again, this is the self-sealing system, the distorted realities. It's the closed lens and the ideological perspective of the cult leader, which is reframing and reshaping the mind. That's why I was speaking about the New Believers School, which is the 5-week mandatory indoctrination program that they put you through. So there'll be this rhetoric of disciples, like stewards, like representatives of Christ, because they've got to get in their psyche that they've got this special role, like they're better than everyone else. It's crazy how they move, and it's like, babe, you're broke. Do you know what I mean? You can believe what you want, babe, but it's given religious psychosis, because you're telling us all these things, but I feel like I want to give you money to get a meal tonight. And that's just the reality. And that's why in 2025 we're saying, like, you'd rather pay like £200 for invisible blessings and go without food. And it's like, we can't get with that. Do you know what I mean? No matter how you package it, no matter how you want to sell it to us, like, you're buying invisible blessings. So there's something fundamentally wrong there, sweetie. Yeah, if you're believing in these bricks in heaven and every time you go, that's psychosis. And we've got to say in 2026 that that's what it is, because that's what that US president's doing and everyone in there. And that's why that has to happen. That has to happen for the world to say, oh, okay, like, this is just psychosis. This is not, like, we have to look at those religious rights, I think, and the freedoms we need to look at that. And all of these things will change. All of these things will change. Trust me on that chair. All of these things. And it's the beginning. It's like the revolution. It's the new earth. And remember, guys, there can be no light without darkness. There has to be darkness for a light to shine. Do you know what I mean? Like, a candle is not as if it's effective in the darkness. And that is Christ. That is the Christ consciousness that we're seeing rising. They can call it EVIL, they can call it whatever they want, but that's because they are. So they project, but it's too late, because it's like there's a spiritual awakening, and it's like the frequency has been raised, and people just aren't buying the BS anymore. And I'm so glad. I don't know, so I've got to take time to do this, because I don't want my butterfly one to break. I just found this guy the other day, Curtis Mayfield, a 70s singer. You all right? Yeah, baby. You lot, do you want me to start my singing again? When I start my singing, you lot, you got to support me, you know? You lot got to support it up, man. You get me? All right. So health consequences. Now, I want to say that this is going to come with a bit of a trigger warning, guys, because there might be certain realizations that you come from. Yeah, it's a vibe, innit? There might be certain realizations that you come from. Again, I am going to be looking at a holistic approach, like how you can heal holistically, like this, that, and the third. Hey, babe. Okay, so I'll talk about that. So, research, we're going to look at a bit of research on trauma, PTSD, and chronic stress. Yeah, because one thing that everyone's going to come out with is PTSD, the traumatic flashbacks from these horror. It's like a horror film. That's what we were in. Oh, God. PTSD and chronic stress shows consistent links to a range of physical and medical problems. Because remember, it's the repeated stress. It's a high control environment. We've got to be hyper vigilant. It's hyper arousal. Like, and they'll tell it to you. The mogs, they'll be like, you got to be what's it? available in and out of season. That's what they used to say. You got to be available in and out of. God, I'm too hot, chair. I got to take this off, chair. Woo! I'm free, baby. 1 minute. Oh God, I'm just in there hot. You know. Are you all right? Nah, man. I'm too hot, man. Are you all right? Woo! Let the leg them breed. Woo! Chair. That's better, man. You lot, I've got my teddy up here to support my back because my backache's been crazy. I'm actually disabled. I was actually thinking about it today. Like, I'm really disabled outside in these streets. They did me so dirty. I don't think anyone understands. All right, so this links to a range of physical and medical problems, and this is an important point, guys. Trauma and chronic stress increase risk. They don't inevitably cause every condition, but survivors have significantly higher rates of many illnesses, and that's because, you know, when you look at the link between like stress and trauma, and the development or the I don't know what to say, the, you know, the early formation or how, you know, illness, sickness, diseases, whatever form it's through trauma, like the stress. Stress is dangerous. That's why I said a lot of the women, the aunties and that, the reason they look so washed up, it's the stress of the men. Oh look, one of my curls came out, guys. I got to put this back in chair because this hair was expensive. Are you all right? Every curl every curl is getting put in chair. Ain't nobody got time for that. You know what I mean? Like £10 for one pack of hair. But you know what, guys? If someone said to me, if you could turn back time, what would you do? Do you know what I would do? Go to the hair shop and buy all the hair. You know, in the 2000s, you know when we used to be like, oh, it's expensive, I'll buy it all. Woo! Oh, there's nothing like that. You know, that chilled water. All right. So trauma and chronic stress increase risk. Oh, I've said that. So there's significantly higher rates of many illnesses, and that's why we see people with like cancers, like, you know, like the same type of illnesses. Do you know how many survivors that have got diagnosed with Addison's since they've come out? Is mad. Or they're getting investigated for Addison's. Some of the illnesses that I'm noticing that survivors come out with is cancers, Addison's, kidney related diseases, fibroids, endometriosis is another one. Those kind of diseases. Yeah. Well, it's not really that you see, I don't really see things as being mistakes. I see them rather as lessons in life. And again, this is why it's taken me so long to deconstruct and deprogram, because they see everything as mistakes, but there's no mistakes. How do you learn? How do you elevate? Do you know what I mean? Like, you could say, oh yeah, this stuff is really bad, but it's brought out a side of me that I didn't even know existed. So many sides of me. It's unlocked so many versions of myself. Like this version of myself that's here, I never imagined that I would be the woman that I am today, and I love it. I love who I'm turning into. So embrace it. You know, they're not mistakes. That's a confirmation. That they're not mistakes. It's all learning. And another thing I want to say as well is they've demonized a lot of things in this world as well. Like black is seen as darker. Black is a powerful color. Don't ever get it twisted. Black is like, and I'm not saying it because I'm a BLK woman, but black is the most powerful color. Like, don't ever get it twisted. Like the meanings of it as far back as like, it's just the most powerful. And that's what I'm saying. They've been taught to hate HETE themselves, because they're going to be calling me EVIL because I'm in black. This, that. They don't even love themselves. And then they want to be coming and chatting and talk. It's like, babe, you just got the colonizer's mind. That's it. That's all it is. Your mind is colonized. That's all you're doing up. Lock up the live, guys, please. That's all you're doing up. All right. So illnesses and systems commonly affected, and this is with evidence. This is based on gold standard pair researched and reviewed work that's been carried out, gold standard research. Okay, so it's not just plucked from anywhere. So autoimmune diseases, that's what I said most of us will come up with. That's what I've got, and I'm still under investigation. So this is growing meta-analytical evidence links PTSD trauma exposure with higher risk of autoimmune diseases. I don't know what these acronyms are, guys, so I'm not going to read them out. A recent systematic review / a meta-analysis found a significant association between PTSD and increased autoimmune risk. And that's going to be a given when we come out. So imagine someone like me that spent 18 years in there. And that's why a lot of people end up unalived young as well, because they just keep going and go. They don't give their time for their neural system to heal or regulate. Don't you think that girl, that Britney girl that converted to Christianity, I think she's so weird. I think she's such a strange girl. I think she's so confused about everything. And then we've got cardiovascular disease. So PTSD and chronic stress increase cardiovascular risk, hypertension and heart disease. So that's why I said to link to the heart. Guys, my medical stuff, yeah, I'm going to have to go on a podcast. And I've got a girl that I need to get back to. I'm supposed to, because I need to sit down with something. It needs to be, because my medical history is so crazy, because I actually had hypertension and the doctors couldn't figure out at 25 why I had hypertension, but we know now why. Just makes me angry reading this. Guys, how are you feeling about this? Because if this is too much, I'll just stop, because this is feeling a bit much for me. So let me know, guys, if you want me to forward this, but I don't mind speaking about it if you want. Cardiovascular. All right. Chronic pain syndromes. So fibromyalgia, trauma, and central sensitization, often present as persistent pain. So again, guys, you know, from the trauma we can get pain, you know, like, this is deep, man. Survivors commonly report body aches and widespread pains. Because trauma gets trapped and stored in the body. If you're overthinking something, you're going to have a headache. If you're getting, some people might store it in their back. That's why I think that learning and knowing about the chakras, which is the spiritual anatomy. I mean, I don't know much about it myself, but I can just, like, the reason why I haven't looked into it a lot, but the reason why the chakras resonates with me is because I do feel a lot of pain. Like when you look at it, like the crown chakra and then the sacral, and that's where we're supposed to hold a lot of the like childhood trauma and stuff. So I'd say if you're woke and you don't think it's demonic, go and look into your spiritual anatomy, because like there's a, you know, like a biological one, there's also the spiritual element of us, which I think, you know, if you're just feeling like, you know, you can't go on anymore, go and look up the chakras, chair. You know, because it's not the time to be holding on to something that ain't helping you because of epigenetics, because of what you've been born into, because you're believing and waiting on a prayer and an invisible reality. Like that's something, there's something deeper going on, babe. If you're wishing on the star, do you know what I mean? You're waiting for this in this heaven where you're building mansions. It's like what they told the Caribbeans in the Windrush era. They told us that the streets were paved with gold, and just like they used the same thing that they did with the cannon, babe. That's all it is. You've got to wake up so that you can be free. Hey, Healing GC. All right. Okay, so then we've got oh god. Gastrointestinal disorders, IBS. This is a huge one that I hear in survivors. IBS, like Crohn's, that's irritable bowel syndrome. I don't know IBD, but then we've got flare risk. So that's it. So there's even a flare risk attached to that. And there was a survivor that had that, and every minute she was having flares. Every minute she was stressed out. Like, so they made her so weak. I don't even think she's processed it. She used to come in looking so sick and mager and like now she looks good. She's put on some healthy weight. She's just skinny in there, like just she was just like disappearing. This is really irritating me. I'm gonna have to take this all off and sort it out later. No, because you know, if you're still on there, that's my ADHD. I can't even concentrate. Stress and PTSD worsen these symptoms and may associate with inflammatory disease activity. So these are all, you know, because it's inflammatory, and so it the stress and the PTSD from the environment, also anxiety that can flare it up, things like that. I think I should do some content on this tomorrow. Then we've got metabolic. I think that's metabolic. I don't think it's metabolic. I think it's metabolic. It sounds more medical. Does anyone know? Immune dysregulation, chronic inflammation driven by stress. I used to get like, my feet used to swell, my ankles I used to get like water retention in my face. It was so bad. Driven by stress can dysregulate glucose. I also had you know, is it the gastro, you know, when you're pregnant and you develop diabetes, I also got that as well. And immune signaling, higher rates of mental health conditions, depression, anxiety. Guys, I don't know, guys, is this a little bit too doom and gloom? Guys, let me know, should I change it up? Because I feel like this is quite a lot. But if it's helping you lot, I'll keep talking about it. How many people's on it? If it's helping you lot, I'll talk about it. But can you not let me know in the comments? Because this is quite a lot, and I just want to know but I think this is good for people to know. I honestly don't mind talking about it, but you got to let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments. On Instagram, let me know. Oof. How you lot feeling? Yeah. Depression, anxiety, PTSD, feeling like deleting. Okay. Thank you, my love. I'm not going to be on here for too long because I don't want to like bombard you. Hey, I don't want to bombard you with information. Survivor saying no is true. Okay. And so we've got, this is just so, substance misuse are common and interact bi-directionally with physical health. So when you come out, you might go back to like coping, like codependent mechanisms and coping strategies like alcohol and substance misuse. I never put 2 and 2 together, but it makes sense. Oh, okay. All right. Let me carry on then. I feel a bit sicky, I'm telling you, man. Oh, it's interesting. Okay. Guys, when I tell you I'm so sick, but I'm soldiering through. Because I said I've got to come on and talk about, because there's so much going on in my head. Guys, they really try to get us, but don't worry, God always makes a way. So yeah, okay. Then we've got cancer risk. Evidence is mixed and limited. Some meta-analyses show small associations between PTSD and certain cancers, but causality is unproven and evidence is still developing. Yeah. So there's no proven links between the cancers and the like PTSD, for example. But remember, this is going to be very new and it's under research. That's why I think with my qualifications, I can carry out research and do things like that. So that's why I think it's better for me to heal than trying to like jump on the bandwagon of things and I'm not healed, because I've seen another person try to do it up and they're not healed, and it's just a train wreck. Do you know what I mean? They're not healed. So hey Kim. So they're just doing it for themselves. It's not even about the survivors. So I want to make sure that, you know, I'm just healed in a certain way before I go into certain like dimensions. And anyway, guys, I don't really trust, like, not like that. I'll work with whoever I need to work with to get us where we need to get to. Yeah, but institutions, formal, I don't really F with it. Do you know what I mean? Hey, girl. You know, because of the institution, like I've just set up our own thing. We're a CIC, that's just how we move solo. Anyone that wants to come and help us, we won't say no. But you have to have the right vibe, because we're not doing up institutions. We're not doing up, do you know what I'm saying? Because this is like a new world. We're creating things. We are creators. A lot of the institutions and the things that have been put up, it's the old system, guys. It's the old system. Oh, I need to be careful that I don't expose myself. I wouldn't care, because I think it's beautiful. Especially, guys, especially our body, you know, us as women, like, don't forget, man, we were worshipped in the pyramids. Our body we're spectacular. Oh my God. I think we were God's greatest creation. I don't care if people think I'm delirious, like whatever, babe. But I know that them sketches from them marvels of the world, I'm there. because y'all used to be worshipping fertility back in the day before you started doing up patriarchy and misogyny and black occult practices and magics, sorcery and wizardry. Hi, my love. Yeah, that's what the men did to try and take back the power. What the hell is going on, guys? Come on, we gotta open our eyes, man. And I'm not a man, HATER, you know. I do love men, but men are to worship and adore me. Like, since I've started doing this here, oh my god, they can't get enough of it. You don't just to worship and adore. I don't have, do you know what I mean? Everybody can have their own. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But chair, just make sure you always got your power chair, because if you don't, whew. All right, so this is a takeaway for us, guys. If people report chronic pains, fatigue, more medical scares, or needing screening, this fits with what trauma and chronic stress can produce. It's valid, it's not imagined. So maybe, babe, you know who I'm talking to, there's a piece that we need to do on maybe looking at the different comorbid medical conditions that the survivors have, because then actually we're contributing to research, because there's a gap in research with that. That's why it's not about jumping on the bandwagon and trying to think you can do things because you want to prove that you're that. And you gotta be healed, man. You gotta really, because this stuff is not like cult psycho med. It's not a joke. It takes a lot of reflection, a lot of deconstruction, a lot of deprogramming. Hello, your mother, babe. Tell her that I said hi. All right, my love. Your mother and your father coming on. Do you know that they're so crazy? He comes on and he goes, hello. Then he starts talking human fecal matter, like you're, and then you wonder why we're saying religious psychosis. It's because you're unstable. No, but it's brilliant. That's why the internet is so good. You could just block them. Do you know what I mean? That's why we're all in the virtual world, babe. Because you could just block people. Like we can have our boundaries in our space and still enjoy community, and it just works out perfectly. So how to regulate the nervous system. So I've spoken about how they dysregulate it, how they mess us up. I just didn't want to leave us hanging because I knew it was going to be heavy. Do you know why I learned this? Because I delivered something with survivors, and then I realized that when I just deliver all of this, like there's got to be something there afterwards. Do you know what I mean? To help us. Okay, so what practical steps can we do to look at this? So let's look at that, because they never give you any practical steps, do they? It's always, let me pray for you. Imagine if I said all of that and I said, now come to the front. Those of you that are suffering, that's exactly what they do. No solutions, no practical. That's why I said that it's like putting a bandage over the they don't even give you a bandage. They just leave you to bleed. All right. And then they tell you that it's the anointing. So as we're looking at how to regulate the nervous system, guys, we're going to be looking at evidence-backed approaches and trauma-informed approaches, as well as holistic approaches. Okay, so a short-term autonomic regulators immediate tool guide. So this is what I'm doing up here. This is what ChatGPT's given us. So I'm going to take you through some of the things that you can do, like practical things that we can do. This is going to help me as well. So slow diaphragmatic breathing and paced breathing. So this is like when we're using the diaphragm. So like, but guys, I'm not going to lie. For me, when I'm in crisis, like when you're crying and it's like your pillowcase, your pillow is drenched. You can't be doing up deep diaphragm breathing, I'm not going to lie. So what I do when I'm like that is short breaths. And then I'm like, oh, I need to make sure some snot don't come out because I'm unwell. And then, because I can't even catch a breath when I'm like that. So I do shorter, like breath work. So the resonant frequency, so there's a frequency in breathing. Taking 5 to 7 breaths lowers sympathetic arousal, increases vagal tone, which is good for grounding in triggers. So that's why it helps. That's why a lot of people do up blems and stuff. Yeah, I know it helps me. Do you know what blems is? Because they keep saying leaf to me. I just can't say it on here because you can't. SMOKE. Yeah, SIGs. I don't know what the HRV stands for though. Why are they giving me, is that the hippocampus? The HRV biofeedback, which is the heart rate, the variability training. What's the RCTES, guys? I'm so sorry. There's so many acronyms, and I don't know what this means. Yeah. So I'm just gonna leave that because it's just given up because I don't even know what the friggin' HRV stands for. I've forgotten. All right, but I'm just so back and forth with Chatty. That's what I call my Chat GBT as well. It just gives me the acronyms. All right, grounding and orienting techniques. Do you know what? Yeah, I found this really good when I used to work with the kids in the prisons and they used to have really bad anger issues. I used to get them to like count, like it's like like 5, 4. And guys, when you are really angry, these things do help. Taking the time to like count or count in sheep or something like that can help you in the present because you just go off at that point. Yeah, and that's to root you in the present moment. Okay. Then we've got medium-term trauma therapies. So we've got trauma-focused psychotherapy. So guys, the thing is with this type of trauma, if you just some therapy, it just doesn't work. I'm a friend of Lauren's though. Tell her I said hi and I'll find her. Who's Lauren? I don't know who's Lauren, my love. EMDR. So EMDR is very good for us trauma survivors. But one thing, I don't know who's Brendan Chair. Who's that? Babe, I'm going to have to block you if you do that. Your friend from TikTok. Who's that? I don't know who you're talking about, Chair. Maybe I've forgotten. All right, so EMDR is good. But guys, I'm not going to lie. When I did EMDR, I was right back there. Like, when my boyfriend unalived, it was just a lot. I'm not going to lie. So make sure that you're prepared for it. And you have like a support infrastructure. You have a safe space. Otherwise, that therapy is going to be a bit much. Then you've got cognitive processing therapy. So this is CPT. Trauma focused. So again, I didn't find CBT useful, but some people might. And that's shown to reduce PTSD symptoms and improve functioning. So it looks like a trauma-informed clinician, and that trauma-informed therapy is the way forward. Then we've got somatic approaches, somatic experiencing, and then we've got, and guys, I think I am going to go into that because I'm still learning myself. Sensoromotor psychotherapy. Emergent evidence supports their usefulness for body-based trauma work when delivered by trained therapists. I think that's movement, releasing the trauma from movement. And guys, do you know what? All of this stuff is really expensive. I'm not going to lie. And I've done a lot of this stuff without even knowing what it means. Because again, I was just going within. So, my work with the scarf and stuff, I'd love to hold groups, where we have the scarf, making it like not gender specific, because this is just about releasing the trauma. But that really does help, the movement of the body. And because obviously I'm single and I've been celibate for years, I do sensuality and releasing from the body. I look at myself in the mirror with nothing on and adore myself and tell myself that I look like a Renaissance painting. I'm beautiful. I just adore myself. And it's very important because that helps you to love self. And I've been doing it for years now. Because guys, eventually you'll believe it. You have to keep doing it. Okay. Psychotherapy emergent evidence supports their usefulness for body-based trauma work when delivered by trained therapists. So remember, the body keeps the score. That's why I was talking about the chakras and where this trauma gets stored up in the body. And guys, to be honest, if you get into the chakras, a lot of it will make sense. Then we've got lifestyle and anti-inflammatory supports. So research shows physiological benefit. So mindfulness. So this is the anti-inflammatory lifestyle. So this is the stuff that's going to help you, to regulate the nervous system, rewire the brain, etc. So mindfulness, mind, body, and soul is very important. So this reduces stress biomarkers and can lower some inflammatory markers, helps with emotional regulation and loneliness. Meta-analytic support exists, but effects can be modest and varied. So again, it's going to depend on the individual. Okay. But I have found mindfulness very, very useful. Do you know what I mean? I just swear by it. And you know, they demonized it a lot, so it's like when you come out, they kind of make it impossible for you to use anything that's going to help you, because you're just scared of everything. But guys, seriously, if you want to get your life together and you want to avoid church cult hopping for the rest of your life, do you know what I mean? Just like, you need to be able to connect with self. Do you get what I'm saying? You need to be able to connect with self. You need to be able to, mindfulness is important, because they don't have a mind. They're DUMB. They're brainwashed. They're robots. They're nerds. They're not a part of this society. That's why it's strange. Don't you find their behavior strange? It's like a fly, like this one on here now. I can tell their spirit. It's like a fly. You just wanna whack. That's how I feel about you. Do you know what I'm saying? It's irritation, Jim. Irritation at its highest. All right. So the meta-analytic support exists, but effects can be modest and vary. So regular, moderate exercise. So exercise lowers inflammation, improves mood, neurogenesis. Oh my God, is that you? Is that Glanvo? I don't think that's Glanvo, because you would have told me that that's him. Yeah, so exercise, regular, moderate exercise. And remember, guys, because our whole lives were consumed by the cult, yeah, putting back in those daily patterns and things like that, that will help us, because that's helping to regulate the system. Because you've gone from having all of these rituals to control your behavior, then all of a sudden it gets taken away from you. So remember the bite model, they're controlling your behavior, information, thoughts, and emotions. So that all comes crumbling down, and now you're in the big bad world and you don't know what to do. You're crumbling. And that's why they want you to go running back to them. That's why they create those systems, they create those structures to keep you trapped in the self-sealing system. This is how they do it. All right, so this improves the exercise improves the mood, neurogenesis, and executive function. So even walking. Sleep hygiene, improving sleep resets HPA axis and helps neuroplastic recovery. Guys, I'm telling you, remember I said to you that I'm doing a lot of sleep, and like my body I don't think anyone understands, man. I've rinsed myself out, man. You know, this vessel, I've rinsed the vessel out, chair. And that's another reason why a lot of realizations come to you when you leave these high control environments, because you realize that a lot isn't really real. It's not really this world, this 3D dimension isn't really what we think it is. And you'll notice that these fake religious people are starting to use certain rhetoric, awakening, healing. They're starting to talk about science. They're starting to, all the desperate ones. But you have to stay woke, guys, because they weren't talking about these things before. They were demonizing it. Do you get it? They were demonizing it, chair. He's just said to me, you should come to Praise Harvest. So I was right. He is a fly. That's the thing. Let's get that. Let's clear that energy out, man. That fly energy. Let's get it out, man. But I know you don't have any real women in there, so I know you lot like watching me. It's like you lot get this energy. You've never had it before. It's rare. So that's why I just leave you lot sometimes, man, because I feel sorry for you lot. They strip you of all your masculinity. Sad. Do you feel like a man in there? Or do you feel like a little boy that has to submit to someone and do everything they say, like a dog on a leash? What is it like? Do you feel like someone's bitch in there? Oh God. That's why I treat you lot like that. All right. So we've got the sleep hygiene, guys. So don't feel guilty for rest. You need to rest. Don't feel guilty not doing anything. Don't feel guilty sleeping. Okay. Then we've got nutrition. So anti-inflammatory eating. So a Mediterranean style diet. Oh God. Do you know what, guys? I think I need to take a leaf out of the Chatty GP's book, because this ain't even my book. Yeah, are you listening to this, Leela? Mediterranean style diet, omega-3, so that's lots of fish in it, oily, mackerel and things like that. Reduced processed foods can lower systemic inflammation. It's all good saying that, but bloody hell, they're going to give us money to get all of this omega-3s. Or maybe when we get the money, we should have like a community kitchen or something where we can make like food for survivors, like when they come out, because it's so hard to even eat. Hey, my love, it's hey Calvin, it's actually hard to eat. You know, like to make food and prepare it. Like, this is mad. Are you all right? Imagine if we had not imagine when we get our CIC up and running and we've got like a survivor's kitchen and we prepare meals, like, you know, home cooked meals. Could even do like a delivery service. We need stuff for us. Guys, I swear down, if I get money, I'm going to put it right into helping us, man. Because they've done us so dirty. Like, when you come out, child, woo, child. You lot from these cults, you're just mad, man. You are a JOKE, do you know that? I don't think you understand. You gotta have major issues to be in these settings, man. You're saying that the world is bad, but it's all you lot that you lot have been possessed. There's some mad judge. You lot have got that's the colonizers' judge. They don't even realize. All right. Oh God, this is my favorite one, guys. Nature exposure and social connection. Oh, so this both reduces fresh and stress and inflammatory markers. Social support is a major protective factor. Get into nature, man. It doesn't matter what the weather. Guys, the other day it was raining and I went out and I danced in the rain. I did that movement. So I've got the elements of like nature. Do you know what I mean? And the cleansing and the visualizations of like releasing. And there's that somatic movement in my, oh God, it was lovely. I'm so glad I did it because it weren't really cold. It was like, you know, when we were getting them showers, like, was it summer? Remember when we got a bit of them rays? Because it was still warm. Actually, it was just absolutely beautiful. It was such a magical time. It was just stunning. I've just got a guy begging it, you know, a dusty guy begging it. Can I speak to you on social media, please, please? Oh my God, that's why they get them in there. Oh, but do you know what? I spoke to one of my brethren today and he was like, Leah, there's just all 304s. Remember I told you I know everyone. I got the brethren that's an instrumentalist. Grew up in it like second gen our whole life. He said that the gal them are 304s. They'd be sending them messages telling them that their coochie is, you know what, drippy. They'd be saying that the coochie's drippy, chair. That's why I know they're on me, man. Do you know what I mean? Because they just got a bag of this very cheap energy in there. Even just the little piece of energy they get, you know, by just being in my presence online, it's just a lot for them. I don't know you, B. I don't. So if you keep talking up, do you know what? I'm just gonna block him because I can't be bothered. He's managed to get the FYP moving now, so I'm just gonna block him. He's gone off, but it doesn't matter because I've got him on there, so he's gonna get put in timeout. Yeah, brilliant. All right, because I've used him to get some more people on. Now he can get blocked. All right, you've served your purpose. All right, so again, guys, this both reduces stress and inflammatory markers. Then we've got all right, let's look at some of the emerging evidence. Yeah, so this is some of the newest research out there. So that can help us, to get what I'm saying, with our healing and our journey. So vagal nerve stimulation. So there's some promising trials for PTSD and depression, and this is still emerging. And then there's also some groundbreaking, you know, advancements in psychedelic assisted therapies. And there's growing research for trauma and treatment, resistant conditions in controlled settings. So there's, I don't think I can say this, but certain controlled narcotics with assisted therapy. And actually, there was a survivor that was telling me something that she wanted to take me Costa Rica or something. I think this is what she was talking about. And I was like, you know what? I'm up for anything to try and help me, man. Because at this point, you know, but it's got to be done again in a controlled environment. Because a friend told me that he had done something, this thing, but he was like, a lot of stuff can happen and you can go into like, so yeah, I'm a bit scared to play around with them things now, I'm not gonna lie. And then there's acupuncture, yoga, devil. All the things that can help you is the devil. So that's projection. So if they're talking about themselves, that's what you realize after a while. Tai Chi, and there's some evidence for reduced anxiety, pain, and inflammatory markers. So these are good low risk options. Yeah. So deprogramming spiritual guilt, because I wanted a piece around that, because we feel guilty when we come out and whatever. And one of the things that I keep hearing, which is a reoccurring theme with survivors, is not wanting to pray or read the Bible. And this is usually trauma, not moral failure. So the evidence and the clinical framing around this is that after spiritual abuse, survivors commonly undergo spiritual struggle, intense doubt, anger, loss of meaning, and religious trauma syndrome. Remember that. Remember the trauma syndrome, man, and you lot are forcing yourself to read the Bible and forcing yourself to be in a religious environment. Hey, Spirit of Truth, it takes time, guys. Do you know what I mean? It's like a heartbreak, like in a relationship. It takes time. Guys, I'm gonna go to bed soon. I'm so tired. Guys, I'm all clogged up. So this is the part of my life when I have to stop and think, raw, they really did me dirty, man. I just always feel sick, guys. Always sick. Always sick. That's why I'm like, even if they put something on me, I wouldn't know the difference, because this is my life. They're wishing unalivement on me, babes. Can you speed it up? I wish you had power in the spirit to do that. I wish you could put me out of my misery, but you just don't have that power, babe. You just don't have that power, unfortunately. And if you understand, like, the true, like there's no spiritual warfare. War is like low vibrational. You don't have to fight wars, because you've already got the victory with God. It's very simple scriptures, guys. So all of that warfare, prayer, it's all fake. It's just stuff for them to do. It's rituals. There's no warfare. There's trials that come to make you stronger. Look at Job. It's not the devil, man. But leave them to think like that. Anyway, that's how a baby thinks. Anyway, guys, let me get through this bit, because then I'm gonna go, because I'm actually feeling really, really unwell. All right, so then we can develop religious trauma syndrome, recognized by clinicians and researchers as a trauma response. So don't force it. These symptoms, avoidance of rituals, guilt when not praying. So it's the avoidance of the ritualistic practices, like not praying, not reading your Bible, not doing outreach, feeling like you're not doing anything, because everything's legalistic and works-based, because you've got to work in there, remember. These are classic PTSD, spiritual trauma reactions, not indicators of sin or moral weaknesses. So do you see how they get you? Like, people are in there and they're traumatized by it, but they just keep going because they've got no other choice. Social conformity, to feel accepted and fit in by the group. Guys, having a teddy is good as well, like for comfort, healing and soothing the inner child. Can be so comforting. Yeah, man. I like teddies. Thank God I'm not a 304, man. Because if I was a 304, I would have been working in these streets, yeah. It's the hood, man. Justice for Jason McPherson, man. Love of my life. I just can't. Because if I think about Jason right now with everything going on, I'll lose it. And I can't do that, but not a day goes by that I don't think about that brother. It's just the same. It's the same as it was. All right. So what it feels like, why it feels like guilt. The cult taught ritual and scripture as safety behaviors. So obedience equals belonging, obedience equals loyalty, obedience equals love. When those behaviors are removed, the nervous system expects the old pattern, yielding shame and guilt. That shame is learned and can be unlearned. So you've got to unlearn. It's not, people come out and they think it's about the scriptures. They get it twisted. You've got to look at the coercive control through the scriptures. But if people can't separate the two, they'll be church cult hopping for the rest of their life. Or these type of women that are, that they're like laves in this Christianity. It's like, it's going to take like a husband putting hands on them or marrying them giving them 3 kids, carrying the family on their back, and then the husband leaving her for a younger girl. That's something, and then they just end up bitter for the rest of their lives. Sad. All right. When those behaviors are removed, the nervous system expects the old pattern, yielding shame and guilt, and this can be learned and be unlearned. So how to reframe and deprogram guilt. These are some practical steps on how to deprogram guilt. So psychoeducation. So remember I said to you, cult psychoed is your best friend. So learn that avoidance of rituals is a trauma symptom, not a moral choice. So do you see that just this alone can change your life? Oh, I'm not reading my Bible, I'm this, I'm that. Having a name for it. This is avoidance of rituals. Because I was told I got to pray for 2 hours, I got to do this, I got to do, these are all rituals. This is legalistic, this is ritualistic. So it's a trauma symptom, not a moral choice. Naming it removes moral self-condemnation, because you've got to cancel out that voice of the devil in your mind. And this is from Cher Winnell, and it's the Paragament frameworks. These people are smart, innit? These people in cult, don't play with people in cult psychoed. That's where God puts all his geniuses in cults. When his cult experts come out, because I think you got to be a genius to unpack this, man. How was he called it? Paragamatic. What? Are you all right, babe? Self-compassion work. Treat the nervous system like an injured part of the body, needing care, not punishment. Guided self-compassion exercises reduce shame. So again, when I say to you, be kind to yourself. So this is self-compassion work, loving self, taking the guilt off you. It wasn't your fault. Gradual re-exposure on your terms. If and when you want, reintroduce spiritual practices slowly. I agree. And only if they feel safe, or create new secular rituals. So again, like even this Christmas, I was like, I want to change what Christmas means for me, because it's usually such a depressing time of the year. It won't be this year. And I've started to think about what it means for me, how I'm going to like change it, like new traditions, things that I want to incorporate. How do I want to celebrate that? What does that mean to me? What does it look like for me? And so I think I'm going to share in that journey as well. I don't know if I will, because it is a bit personal, but I might share certain elements and aspects of it. So again, don't force scripture reading because of shame. Again, like you can go into nature, ground with nature, meditate, be still. That's a spiritual practice. These are all spiritual practices. And it's taken me a while to really understand it and get it, but I've got there. Praise be to God. And the church say amen. And the church say amen. Let me fix my hair, because when I watch this back, I'm going to be like, Leah, why didn't you just sort that out? And with my ADHD self, I'm going to be looking at it as I'm watching it. Like, why didn't you just... Guys, I don't know why. I just don't turn off the alarms that I don't need. All right, come on, let's get it, guys, because I'll be so happy if I can finish this tonight. And then tomorrow, guys, I'm going to start getting on to the loyalty and disloyalty stuff. Where are we? Self-compassion, gradual re-exposure. And in time, you'll be able to like read the Bible. I was always able to read the Psalms though throughout, but I'd be crying like looking at the scriptures and crying. I'm like, why am I forcing this share? So replace ritual with regulation. Swap mandatory rituals with grounding rituals. Breath work, short walks, journaling, even like talking out, like on TikTok or a social media platform or whatever. That calm the nervous system without spiritual trigger. And then we've got therapy that honors spirituality if the survivor wants to explore spiritual identity, etc. And then, guys, I'm not going to do this. Do you not want the practical 8? You know what? There's a practical 8-week survivor neuroregulation and deprogramming plan. I don't think I'm going to read this out. I think I'm going to post this. I'm going to screenshot this, and I'm going to post it and put it up on my main page, TikTok, on Leah Lauder 7, and on Insta, so that if you guys want to do this. So basically, if you watch this live later, guys, and then you want to get access to the practical 8-week survivor neuroregulation and deprogramming plan, then go onto my main account on TikTok, Leah Lauder 7, or Leah Lauder 777 on Instagram, and it will be on there for you so that you can follow this guide. Yeah. So for example, it says here, week 1 to 2, stabilize and safety. So daily 10-minute paced breathing, and it doesn't have to be 10 minutes all in a block, but you can space it out. And it says start a no shame journal, 1 short psychoeducation session. So it's incorporating the deprogramming into the plan as well. I think this is absolutely excellent. So I'll put this up, and then we're just going to end on this. Yeah, when we're almost done, guys. Not wanting to pray right now is a sign you were because why did they give me that? Not wanting to pray right now is a sign you experienced trauma. That's like a religious trauma response, not a sign that you were bad. Your nervous system learned to survive under threat. It will take time to learn safety. It will take time to learn to trust yourself. Healing is not betrayal, it's recovery. Oh. And you know why I think they say that? Because leaving feels like betrayal. And in order to heal, you've got to leave. Leaving's like the first thing you do, and that goes into healing, doesn't it? All right, so I'll put this list up. So let's look at some important caveats and the next steps. So this has been a summarization of research and clinical recommendations. Again, this isn't medical advice. I want to reiterate that. I want to encourage all survivors to see their GPs, like get full health checks. Remember I said, like, when you come out, like, get the full blood test, see how your organs and stuff are working, things like that. Because when was the last time you went for a full health checkup? It's probably been a long time. So when you go in there, like explain to the GP, like, that you've come out of a call, you experience, severe, like, sleep deprivation, gaslighting, narcissistic abuse, all of that. So they understand why you need, and then explain some of the symptoms. It might even be pains, guys, these aches, because it does feel very real when it's happening, even if they can't find anything wrong. You know them ones. If someone is in immediate danger, you need to contact the emergency services at all costs, guys. I also want to say that there's places and spaces like Samaritans, which is free to call, NSPCC if you're a child. If you're a child and you're experiencing some of the issues, I should have put that up on the video, really, that the survivor is talking about, conversion therapy, etc. You can contact NSPCC for support as well. Guys, I'm so tired. I'm falling asleep under these glasses. But I got to soldier through, man, because the rate of the content I've been putting out, I have to get, like, what I would have done over 2 lives. We got to get it all out today, man. So people can just come on and just watch it later on the lives, yeah? So for long-term recovery, combine trauma-informed psychotherapy, medical care, somatic regulation, and community support. So do you see that's like a bio-psychosocial approach, yeah? And then it's also looking at because I'm so tired, I can't think about it, but it's like the physical elements of it as well, that space and place piece. Thanks for the follow on TikTok. We're considering community, which is a big part. And when you look at Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that sense of belonging, that identity piece, it is shaped through, things like community. And really, that's what we grieve the loss of: ourselves, the community, the family, the friendships that we thought we had. But it's all fake. It's all bounded choice. So any husband's friends he had in there, it's all fake. But some people it works. It's a very small percentage. And on that note, I'm going to go, guys. I got through it. Hey, my love. Hey, Osas, you all right, babe? Oh, it's a lot, in it. When you're ready to share your story, let me know. But I know it's a lot. I know a lot of survivors are working through mental health because they did do you dirty. But babe, just stay focused, all right? Because our greatest strength, thanks for the follow on TikTok, our greatest strength here is our mental health. Remember that. Mind over matter. Do you understand what I'm telling you, brother? Mind over matter, because they're all losing their minds in there. They're all going mad. I can't say too much because I can't give away where my moles are. But all I'm going to tell you is that a lot of them are losing their minds in there. They're in psychosis. So as I'm like saying this stuff, they're acting like, oh, I'm talking human people about, but it's actually happening in real time. So we as the survivors who are here, we're like facing our healing. We're facing our traumas. We've kind of been through the worst of it. Like when they were in there, like just acting like everything was going great, like from the pandemic, we came to these realizations. We've put in the work. We're doing the deconstruction. We're looking at self. We're looking at comment. We're facing our shadows. We're facing the reality. They haven't. They've just turned a blind eye to it. So the people that have turned a blind eye to it and haven't put that work in and whatever, that's like the narcissistic collapse. They're just gonna collapse, Shell. So I hope that helps. I hope that's helped to soothe the winds a little bit. All right, guys, I'm off. I love you all so much. I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I've rescheduled with a survivor until Friday, and I'm glad I did, guys, because I feel so unwell. God, and I've got to do the cleaning tomorrow as well, and I want to just clean my room a bit and so whatever. But anyway, I love you guys. Have you had a great time? I've had a great time. I store up a lot of trauma in my back, but it's also to do with my kidneys and my adrenals. It's just that part. Oh, I know who that is. You're from, is it you're from North K, innit? Are you a North K survivor? Do you know what, babe? I wanted to do a North K reunion, because I just feel like North K is where I started, and I feel like all of the people that I loved from North K, I feel like you've all got out. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's loads of us who are out, chair. I think, and we were lit. We were lit when we were in there. You're right. We started a revival, but it wasn't a revival. It was because we were all lit. There were so many superstars. Look, yeah, she said, yeah, I was. There were so many superstars in that branch. People of influence with litty personality. So it wasn't a revival. We just got the young people in because we were just all litty, man. Do you get what I'm saying? And so-called evangelists. Yeah, most have left. She said, yeah, most have left. It would be lit in it. We should go out somewhere, man. All right, I'll sort it out. Because we haven't actually done that. We haven't actually. And I think it would be good to do like a little call for that. Like, somewhere in West. We should go Fez Mangal because that's down the road, isn't it? A little link up Fez Mangal. I'll do it for the North K survivors. All right, guys, I'm going to go. But let me tell you something. Make sure you're locked in for tomorrow, guys, because it's going to get hot. I'm going to do some videos in the lead up because I want everybody to know that this is the live that I'm going to be doing up. Sending love, my babe. We're going to, guys, what I'm going to be looking at tomorrow, drum roll, please. I'm going to be unmasking and demystifying and deconstructing loyalty and disloyalty. The time has arrived. I've healed enough. Hey! So we're going to look at what the book actually teaches. We're going to give a short evidence-based summary. And then we're just going to look at all of it. Like we're just going to psychoanalyze it, like break it all down, look at where all the cult psycho ed is that he's using it. Because remember I said every single cult tactic and characteristic that you could think of or imagine is all within this one book that Dag has written, just one. And he's got hundreds. God set him up nice, boy. And then we're going to be looking at like the metaphysic sides of it, like what they do in terms of like the brain, etc. And then we're going to look at why loyalty to the highest authority is dangerous. So looking at like the stages of this loyalty, that's what we're really going to be unpacking. It's going to be quite a lot there, I'm not going to lie. And then we go and get into, then Chatty has done like some direct quotes and the brief context, so how he's taken things out of context. And then then I'm going to look at then there's going to be an analysis how these quotes function as control tools, so mapping to cult theory. So again, like for example, he's got a cult teaching from learning from the mistakes of others. That's how I knew that guy was a troll, just from him saying I've learned from the mistakes, because they don't know how to talk. They don't know, like it's all the mind of the cult leader. So although he's trying to act like my friend and on there, just because he said the mistake thing, that's a huge indoctrination thing that they're going in there. Oh, thanks, babe. Oh my God, is that my Jasmine? Oh, I love you so much. It's Jasmine's birthday soon as well. Oh, I love you so much. Okay, so we've got the quote teaching, so learning from others and accepting, like when you're wrong, your pastor is always right. That's information control and thought control. Yeah. Where's the other bit, chair? Oh yeah, and it cuts off access to critical perspectives, makes the leader the only legitimate leader. So do you see, like, I'm gonna listen when I tell you I'm gonna finish. By the time I've done this, he's done out. And then again, we're just going to be looking at, I'm just going to deconstruct the hell out of y'all. Thank you, baby girl. I'm just going to and for everyone that's been in First Love, Mustard Seed, I'm going to like, I don't want to just get the live out there and people aren't aware. So I might even just do it on Friday, guys, to give people time. So just like promote it and put feelers. Like I'm going to do, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do the content and then I'm going to start to put out feelers, so that people know that the live is a series, and I'm going to start it tomorrow. So guys, if you know survivors, you know people, tell them I'm starting the series from tomorrow. Get your notifications on. It will be saved on YouTube and Instagram anyway, guys. You can always go back and watch it. But if you have been going to First Love, whatever, you need to get this programming out of your psyche. And unless you've deprogrammed from it and deconstructed, which is what I'm delivering and offering for free, babe, for blood clot free in the cut. So make sure y'all are there, because it's going to deconstruct me, bitch. And that's deep into the psyche. Remember the analogy of the iceberg? Stuff all down, like underneath the water, all the trauma. This is loyalty and disloyalty. It's deep. It's embedded. It's ingrained into the psyche. So let's get it, guys. Let's deconstruct. So from tomorrow, let's get it. Tell all your friends, you lot, man. Tell all your survivor friends, especially if they go to First Love. It will help you all no matter what, because the foundation is like this loyalty and disloyalty, this control. Yeah, which feeds into power, ego, and they're just thieves. They're just blood clot thieves. They're just thieves. That's all they are, thieves and schmegs addicts. Guys, let me go on TikTok, because you know it's been, I can't believe it's lasted. I'll see you tomorrow, y'all. I'm not gonna get too comfortable. All right, guys. I love y'all. Let's see if I got any. Oh no, I didn't get any tutorials. Oh, that is great. But do you know what, guys? I didn't want to push it on TikTok, so I said, let me go, bitch. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, don't get too comfortable, her. That's what I'm thinking. Like on TikTok and Instagram, I don't want to get too comfortable. Like, I've been cussing people off, and then I said, Leah, take a chill pill, my girl, before they lock it off. Because if they lock it off, I'm not rebuilding Instagram. It's too hard. It's too hard. Even Instagram, just getting followers is a miracle. Anyway, let me go. Love you, Insta. I think we really got something special going on Insta. I'm not going to lie. Because at first I just went with chart at all. I thought it was a fake app. But now I'm really loving it. So yes, you'll see me tomorrow. Series starting on loyalty and disloyalty. Make sure y'all are there. Make sure like y'all are there. Okay? Because we need to get it. We need to deconstruct from this. All right, guys. Love you. I'm going to go. Bye. Let me try and lock off Instagram, YouTube. I love y'all. I'm gonna go now. Thank you so much for being here. I hope it's helped. I'll see you tomorrow where we're starting our loyalty and disloyalty series. Bye.